he told me when I first started DJing, because I was just downloading dirty music. He said there's no money in dirty music. You're limiting yourself to only like a club, a strip club or something like that. He said you need to start downloading clean music, because if you don't have a clean set, you can't play radio, you can't play kids parties, you can't play corporate parties. You can't do nothing that really has money. So it's unhealthy once it gets to violence, and that's where we are now. So if I was Drake, you know, I would do what he did with Jay Prince, like have him come out and be like, "Yo, we got a monster record, but I ain't even gonna let him drop it." Yeah. I told him to stand down, because that's what he did with the Pusha thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are your feelings on the whole Ice Spice JT thing?
I honestly don't know too much about.
Said two things.
Yeah, I don't know.
What you didn't say is what I was saying. You said I honestly don't know, and I'm gonna finish. I honestly don't care. Like, I don't know.
So back to what I was saying.
What's up, friends, family, and fans? Welcome to Life on Podcast. This is where we listen and inspire friends in entertainment. Yep, life happens to everyone. It is I, Stone Stafford, your ride with my ride or die.
Who the ride or die? You or me?
You the ride or die.
Fumbling, bro.
I ride, you die.
I was about to say somebody got to die.
Somebody got to die. There's gonna be only one.
Right. That's what Kevin said. Somebody got to go. I'm Johnny Vaughn. What's good, yo?
What's good, man? So we got the homie in the building.
Yes, sir.
DJ
Duval.
What up?
I appreciate it. How y'all doing, bro?
Man, I'm doing great.
Good,
Coming, man.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate
Thank
you.
y'all for having me.
Braving the elements to get through this joint today.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If you don't know, it was real outside,
What
but
side of town
it
you
lightened
come
up just for us, though. It lightened up just for us. I'm from I'm from the east side, but I came from like Six Flags. I got a crib in Douglas.
Okay.
Yeah, Douglas
Yeah,
County.
because we almost got a. I'm in Smyrna, so I almost got a.
Yeah. We kind of right next door.
Yeah, almost got a tornado
for sure.
It just rained a little bit by us. So
Yeah, that's right. I'm telling you, man. Black people can't cancel. I was waiting.
He's waiting for
I'm like, is there a way you can hit refresh on the text message?
Yeah, no.
I'm refreshing like it's an email.
It's
like
funny
I know they gonna cancel.
It's funny you should think that, because I don't do that.
Yeah.
But I asked John, I said, is he still coming?
He did.
Oh yeah, we look for any reason not to do something.
Bro.
This is perfect.
As soon as he asked that, you text me, he was like, on the way. And I was like,
Yeah, I be trying to break the stereotypes.
And I'm a part of that as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I can't cancel on my good brothers.
I
man.
appreciate you, partner.
Yeah,
Yes,
appreciate
sir.
y'all.
I'm gonna throw it out there, man. If you don't know who DJ Duval is, holding it down here in the Southeast, mainly here in Atlanta, and worldwide, honestly, one of the biggest party starters I have come across. Now, in the line of work that I'm in, I'm around DJs all the time, man, and I got to give it to you, bro. With a clientele base of like, it's hard to get into the corporate side. Anybody can be the DJ for an artist. That's what a lot of DJs do. A lot of DJs work for radio stations.
A lot of DJs for artists right now side eyeing you.
Exactly. but being that guy that Coca-Cola goes to, that the Divine Nine goes to, it's hard to maintain that kind of clientele, man. And to be that party starter that I've seen, because every DJ says I'm a host too, but you don't just spin it, man. You're a music curator.
Yeah.
You actually you treat it as an art form.
Who are you talking about?
Hey, listen, bro. Look, I'm gonna put the sauce on it.
I appreciate it, brother.
Because,
Polynesian, man. Polynesian.
There you go. Two of them. Max it out. When you go to a club, you go to a party. Every DJ they're gonna hit you with the bangers, and it's sometimes a DJ you can tell they're just playing the music.
Yeah.
Every time I've been to a spot, it's not just you. Like, you become a part of the performance. And I feel like that's become a lost art, man. A lot of DJs, they want to learn how to scratch, so some of them will get into that. But controlling a crowd is a completely different thing. What's that thing that kind of molded your approach to being a DJ?
Well, first I started off, I appreciate the accolades. I don't know who you was talking about, but I'll take it. I'm aware. I definitely appreciate it. It started off, for me, I was a host first. I always was into music, but I started off hosting like pageants back in college. I went to Clayton State University. I ain't finished. I just was there. You know what I'm saying? Hey. I want nobody to be like, that's alumni. No. I'm honorary. It's a difference.
There you go. Hey.
I'm honorary. But yeah, so I started off hosting and talent shows. I will always be hosting anything. If there was a mic available, I was in front of it. So when the music component came, it just became natural. Like I would be, if I'm in a club prior to DJing, probably like in 2010, 11, prior to like DJing, I would be thinking, what would I be saying if I was DJing? So I was already practicing before I even got to the space. And I didn't even know I was going to take this route of DJing. I always been musically inclined, but I didn't know DJ was going to be a part of, my resume. But at the time, I'm really good with talking. I'm really good with music. So when you put me in the room with both of them, it's just, as Jay-Z said, this one line, crack the door and just let God in.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
What's the art, though? Because, like podcasting, I get plenty of people to come here at Icon and I want to do a podcast. And they think it's just sitting down, talking on the mic.
Right.
I mean, there's some levels to this ish, right? There's got to be there's got to be a connection, right? Some kind of chemistry going on. Mm-hmm. And then you want to be knowledgeable, right? You want to just know a little bit about something, what you're talking about.
Right. And
you want to offer value in what you're talking. It's more than just about the topics, right? So being a host is more than just like, throw your hands in the air,
right,
you know what I mean? How many women got panties on? How many got thongs on? How many got, stupid trivia crap, right?
Right.
What's the art behind being a good host?
If I tell you that, you're gonna probably take my job.
No, I have no desire.
You have no desire. You have a great.
I've already had it. I don't want it back.
Y'all have great speaking voices. So that's but the art for me is finding, interacting with the people that's in the room. Mm. I think a lot of times, instead of saying the generic thing, is pointing out the guy in the blue suit or the girl in the red dress, because that brings the camaraderie. It gives people like, oh, he's not just talking to us, or like in that way he's talking like,
feels more personal.
Yeah, it's a personal journey. So even with the music, it's a personal journey. Like they always say, don't judge a book by its cover, but in the DJ world, you almost have to. Because you don't know these people, so you gotta kind of judge them based on how they wearing. Like I might,
so if they looking like a clown, you need to clown them,
right? Facts. You might come in the spot just because of the way you dress. I'm like, he probably like some Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Like just off or some ATL,
straight
like,
street,
or Outkast or something like that.
I was Hug Dealer shows just how street I am. Don't mess with me.
But like a lot of that stuff works, and you gotta be you actually have to be a student. And you guys are the teachers. Like the audience is really the teachers, and I'm the student. So I'm feeding off of the energy that y'all are giving me. So if I play a song and I see you tapping your feet, or you singing along, I know I'm going a different direction. Hey, I see you over there, Stone over there, and you looking at me like, okay, like that gets you involved, and it gets other people involved. It's a trickle effect. It's kind of like laughing. One person laughed, and next thing you know, the whole room is laughing.
You know what the oxymoron with that is? Because in that entire explanation, all I heard was humility.
Yeah.
But you're the one on stage, so
right.
You wouldn't think humility. Yeah. But on stage, you think it's about me. But if you make it about you, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
But if you make it about them, I like that. That's deep. That's that value we was talking about in the art of hosting.
Yep.
There it is.
It is. That's it. Yeah, you are it's never your party. It's their party. Wow. You're attending their party.
I love that.
I'm actually glad you said that.
It's our first clip.
Yeah. That right there. One of the things that working in the radio for 15 years, I've worked with dozens of DJs over the years, and I've worked with different calibers of DJs, and a lot of the ones from the latter years, I'm not gonna lie, they're lazy. The reason why I called you a music curator, because I've watched you say, I got my set list, but your set list never stays your set list.
Yeah,
just like what you said, you change it based off of what's happening in the crowd.
You have to.
If something happens, you got a song, and you pull that out. A lot of DJs I see now aren't that flexible. Yes, it's a skill that can be learned, but like you said, it's if you're not musically inclined and you can't feel that vibe, if you're not actually in that moment, you're not doing it. You're not going to be doing it to that level to where you can bring that crowd in with you. How do you set yourself up to be able to be flexible like that? I mean, there's a science to all of it. Like when I was still on air as a radio personality, I had 100 one-liners that I can go to at any time for any given situation that could set me up for something else. We called it planned spontaneity. If I needed to get somewhere, I could use that to get to that point. You've got your structure, but how do you build it when you're going into a situation and you don't know what the vibe is going to be? You don't know who the people are, but you still want to get the party started, but you want to leave yourself some wiggle room, because people don't think, it's not just going in there and opening your iPod and playing it.
You
party going to be trash.
You're not.
How do you do that? How do you leave yourself the wiggle room?
Well, you got to do your research. So if it's a new client, if there's like a club or something, if I'm doing, go early. So you can kind of see what's already in there. So you can kind of have a premeditated like vibe of what you think, a direction you're going to go. If you go at the time you're supposed to start, now you're scrambling. So give yourself some space to get there, to see what the person before you is doing, so you're not stepping on his toes and going a different direction. So it's all about building an experience. So you don't want to play similar music than what they just heard. So you got to be musically inclined enough to know I got to go a different direction. If it's a private client, ask questions. Like if I'm doing a private event, which is really my bread and butter, private events, you have to give questionnaires, ask what they're into, ask questions outside of music, just to kind of gather some facts about them, because everything has a story and it all roots back to music. Music is a soundtrack to life. So, as I'm just talking to you about life or, what you've been through, whether that's married, divorce, like those things trigger musical inspiration. You pulling from that. So I know from my clients how I can at least make sure they're having a good time, because that's my boss for the night. If I'm in the club, the promoter is my boss for the night. So I like to think that I am an entrepreneur, but I really work for the people.
See, that's why I couldn't be a corporate DJ.
Yeah.
Because I'll be in a corporate event. As soon as I see I feel like they're loosening up, then I'll be like, yo, this for the 99 through the 2000. It's just a bunch of Republican Caucasians, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they will bust it out.
But you can do that,
I keep thinking they might do that.
But that's the thing. Like, music is universal and everyone knows certain songs, and it's just a time and place, right?
Right.
And there's always a time for the 99 and the 2000.
Right.
You just got to find it in that set,
right.
Whether it be after the elderly people leave, or whether it be, during a moment you see someone just break out in a breakdancing set or
right.
something like that. It's a moment, and you might not play the whole song,
right, for sure.
But it's just to kind of, you're trying to appease the room, so you can't just play to one person. But of course, your promoter, your client, that's your boss for the night. So you got to find a way of marrying the two.
Yeah, play, just kind of look over at them,
right?
see what they're doing.
Exactly.
if they like,
yeah.
You be like, oh, my bad.
But you'd be surprised. These people, that's what they book you for, your originality. They don't, because if not, you can just get
true.
Spotify. You can get a Spotify playlist. So they booking you because they've seen you or heard of you. You've been referred in some capacity. So they already know you're a little wild card. So they expect for you to be a little wild. A little is the key word.
Right.
And Clean Music, my business partner, DJ Tay, he's actually the reason why I'm a DJ. He told me when I first started DJing, because I was just downloading dirty music. He said, there's no money in dirty music. You're limiting yourself to only like a club, a strip club or something like that. He said you need to start downloading clean music, because if you don't have a clean set, you can't play radio, you can't play kids parties, you can't play corporate parties. You can't do nothing that really has money.
So when all of your music, and I'm not talking to anyone in particular here, but when all of your music is profanely laden, what I seem to hear, and correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah. Correct me if I'm wrong, my brother.
Yeah.
The drama.
It sounds like I just heard there's hundreds of thousands of dollars being left on the table.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
When all you do is cuss.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I came from the wrong angle.
Yeah.
As a publisher and writer, I was like, you know what? You're not being creative, filling in the blanks with just cuss words, and there wasn't nobody hearing me.
Right.
So let's rephrase that.
Yeah.
You leaving money on the table
Absolutely.
when all your stuff is just
dirty,
effing freaking flocking pieces and all this guy.
Yep, you are.
So do it for the money. That's the one time you hear someone say, do it for the money.
Yeah. But there's the beautiful thing about music is the range. Like there is a space for everyone. There's a club DJ that plays at Blue Flame every night, and that's his bread and butter. That's what he does. And the beautiful part is he don't want to be me, and I don't want to be him. Right. So, there's a lane. I want him to keep cussing, because that means I keep getting the clean money.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the dirty money, I get the clean money. Everybody's happy. So I love it. I love the corporate side.
I want to touch on that versatility that you were just talking about, because I witnessed you do this. Like I'd been to a couple of parties before, and I mentioned it to you when we met at Multifamily. But for 2 days, you was turning everybody up. Yeah. Everybody was going in. And then our last day, if I'm not mistaken, was on a Sunday. And you played the dopest gospel set I think I had ever heard. Everybody can't do that, one. Because again, you can pull a playlist and you just play an iPod.
Yeah.
But I mean, you had the room popping the same on that Sunday as you did Thursday, Friday, Saturday leading into that. Does that come from a background of you being in the church and then you got our hands in these streets?
Of course.
Or is it studying all of it? Okay.
Multifaceted. Grew up Baptist church. My mom, Duval Christian, with my family. And so, grew up in the church. listening to gospel music. That's the one thing. It's kind of like even in like comedy, like they're not going to boo any spiritual music. Like you're not going to boo a Christian comedian, you know, because of. Hey, you booing God. You feel like you booing God too. So
this generation.
yeah. I mean
This generation.
Yeah, but
I'm on the same page with you.
Yeah. But again, you got to know your place. If you're doing this in a strip club, you're probably going to get booed. But if you're doing this at a family affair, people not going to boo you.
So true story. And I don't know. So I don't know how this. It was an event, but the person being recognized or central theme of the person of the event. He's kind of started giving a testimony, right? Like all the booty shaking stopped, and folks started being like, "Yeah, I mean, it was very Christianese, you know, like won't he do it?" And blah blah. Blah. But you'd be surprised if no one booed though, because everyone likes to feel like they had that connection.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So I guess a little bit always helps.
Yeah.
But like you used to scratch for the world, now you scratch for the Lord.
Yeah,
Is that what I'm
yeah.
hearing? Hey, all right.
And it shows your range because that's how I, thank the Lord. That's how I stay booked is my range. To be able to, someone that was there on Friday and Saturday might not be into the secular music, but then the Sunday I do a set. Now I'm getting a call from for a church event. Like, oh, I didn't know you. I do it all, So you also showing your range, and you get a little spirituality in there as well because everybody got different walks of life. So on a Sunday, it's an easy day. Don't make it difficult. Right. So, you can't go wrong, with anything spiritual.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Y'all let me know. If you feel like this is shade, then I'm gonna edit it out. I'm gonna need your opinion. So
live.
He said we live. No, it's all on me because I used to be in a group, right?
Yeah.
We were signed First Priority Atlantic, and one of my group members is a dope vocalist named Antonio, right? And so, everything, whatever. Now we're not in a group no more, whatever. So he goes off on his own, and then he starts doing gospel. And I'm listening to the radio one day, B103, and all of a sudden I heard, "Ooh, that devil so scandalous." And he was like, I mean, no, not thong. It was like, "Get your praises on." And I was like,
gimmicky.
Now,
very gimmicky.
would you spin that?
If he was my client, yes. I would spend what my client asked me to spend. If he was just attending my event, probably not.
Probably not.
But if I did spend it, I would find a way to make it fun.
Work. Okay.
So, I'm like, so I did a church event.
No shade, Tonio, by the way.
Yeah.
I love you, bro. That's no shade whatsoever.
I did a church event, maybe a month ago, and we're actually in church. I play blow the whistle. So, what's my favorite word? So what's my favorite word? I drop and I'm like, Jesus, like. But the room went crazy.
It went with it.
Yeah. It went with it. Cause like, okay, cool. We know what the word is. Was like, what's my favorite word? Jesus. Everyone's looking at me, they're laughing. And like, while it's gimmicky, I've already got called back to say, you're the best DJ we ever had. We need you back. I didn't think of that.
They said Jesus, but they wasn't thinking Jesus.
But it was literally like in the moment. I didn't think about it. I didn't pre-plan it. I was like, I know I can't say it. I know I can't, drop it out and allow them to say it because some of them probably would say it.
Oh, absolutely.
So let me go ahead and. All right, Jesus. What's my favorite word? Jesus. So yeah, you gotta find moments. So I would say for your man, I would probably find a way to make his cool.
Well, he's moved on, so he's moved on.
Yeah, I hope so. Something tells me that it didn't pan out, well for him.
The big thing about our podcast, it's mainly for those who are up and coming in the entertainment world in general. So it's not just music. It's acting. It's radio, and a lot of people don't know that DJs fall under entertainment. They don't think about it, so to speak.
That's crazy.
I've had so many conversations with people who don't understand the art behind everything we're talking about.
Yeah.
They know, oh man, they're just playing the songs. Like the music is just the artist. The artist made the song, and that's really what I'm dancing to. And it's like, if you've been to a party and the DJ played that same song that this DJ played, you're gonna have a completely different vibe based off of what that DJ's giving you. And a lot of people don't think about it like that. Do you go into your performances? Because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Every time you take a
I'm
stage,
performer,
you're performing.
yeah.
With leaving somebody with a mindset of this is what a party's supposed to be. This is what a DJ actually is. Because they've obviously experienced other DJs.
Right. I think the originality, like being able to talk on the mic, it's like walking and chewing gum. A lot of people can do it. I have a lot of good friends that are really good at MCing. And then I have a group of friends that are really good at DJing, and they don't talk on the mic.
Yeah.
And it's a lost art form.
You take all their money. Is what you're saying.
Yeah, you got to. Or you know how to help. So like the ones that just like the DJ, then you say, look, let me come MC for you. Because I know musically where you're going, and, you know, I can help you out with voice, you know, and vice versa. If it's someone with that's just really good at talking on the mic, but they might not be that nice with DJing, I could feed off of that energy as well. So every time I go, I just had this conversation with my other good business partner, DJ executive, like, your job is to kill. So regardless of what, if I'm going on before him, don't leave no songs for me. Like, don't leave no songs for me.
You should not want to go behind him.
You don't want to, right? Because if he's going first, I'm gonna do what I gotta do.
That's interesting.
And everyone has a different take on it.
Yeah.
You know, you got the headliner like, no, leave.
Don't play
these big records.
I
got it.
I've been at spots where there has been a list given to the opening DJs. This is everything you stay away from all night.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be in the closing set.
Right. Now, if someone gives you that you're privy to the information ahead of time, cool. But his mentality is like, there's enough music for that we don't have to keep playing the same 20 songs. So if I'm playing this way, you can go a different direction. So depending on when I'm in the driver's seat, I'm driving. And I like, if you my homie and I know you going next and I know you got a really strong trap set, I might set you up by playing a couple of trap records, but not the ones that I know that you're really good at. Because I don't want to make it difficult for you at the end of the day. And it is really not about you. It's about the party.
Yeah. Right.
So if you're better at something, then I'm going to leave that for you to do. But a lot of people not going to.
So, all right, man, you opening my eyes or something. I've actually never heard DJs talk like this. And I'll be honest with a lot of the sets that I get to see, sometimes the DJs aren't like tight like you would be with some of your partners. There's more competition than what you're saying here. Yeah. Where did this brotherly love for your fellow DJ birth from? Is it only with the DJs that's in your camp, or is this how you feel in general? Like, you always trying to make the whole party as a whole.
The experience of the party is the mission, right? So any way I can help facilitate that party, that's where my future events gonna come from, right? So if I'm just out there for me and I'm playing the best set I got and I'm setting you up as a closer to fail, the party is ruined. It makes all of anyone that DJ that night look bad.
So I keep hearing the theme. So at these parties, there's more than one DJ that DJs the party?
Yeah, sometimes, you know, if a set might be a 6-hour set, so you got two or three DJs for 3 hours, you know, a set, you know.
That makes sense.
But that's the mission. But then you also have DJs that's like, nah, I'm out to eat.
Oh, yeah. I done heard a DJ say, man, I want everybody to leave when I get off stage.
Right,
The crowd's coming with me to my next spot. Like,
right.
I hear that a lot.
Yeah, so
you know who the originator of that, DJ Kool Herc. That was his whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, quite frankly, let's go in and officially give a shout out to DJ Kool Herc. Kind of getting this
super
whole
shout
thing
out.
set off, like,
for sure.
All right. Well, now that I brought that up, now that we done entered into that realm, first of all, let me ask you two things. One, first of all, is there a difference between hip hop and rap to you?
Yes.
And to you, in your words, what would be the difference?
Hip hop is the mother, and rap is the offspring of hip hop. If I had to put it in like layman's terms.
Okay.
Hip hop, we can't get to rap without hip hop. It's an evolution. It's like a subsidiary, like 1A, 1B. So when I think of hip hop, I think of the culture, you know, graffiti, breakdancing, beatboxing, ciphers on the side of the street. You know, when I think of rap, I think of like music videos. Like, it's just it's an extension of hip hop. So they just taking it where you see the jewelry. That's the highlight. The women in the video, the cars, the lifestyle. So rap is taking a shape of its own, and it still will always be hip hop as the core. It's just depending on, again, where you are. But hip hop can never die because it's the extension of what rap is now. So, yeah.
So we're all these. I mean, because obviously right now we're back into. Let's take us back to the 80s. Was like 85, 84. like the Roxanne Shante battle racks, right? Records. So we find ourselves back in that mode right now.
Right. Braggadocious, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, it was good that you say that because this is my beef with it and I want to get a DJ's opinion on it. I personally feel that right now, diss records are killing, if not have killed, hip hop. And here's why. Let me give you why I say that. Now, this is my opinion on it. I feel that hip hop is three things. It's escape, it's expression, and it's I said I was going to write this down so I don't forget. And it's discovery.
Okay.
Escape. Back then, when you was on the corners doing the ciphers, and you were writing your rhymes. If you were spending time writing your rhymes and perfecting your rhymes, you weren't on the corner slanging.
Right.
You weren't trying to rob somebody. You weren't doing dirty, right? Yeah. So to me, it's an escape. And it gave you that opportunity to talk about the problems that you had.
Absolutely.
It was an escape, right? It's expression. Again, expressing what's going on in your life and around the hood. Expressing your bravado. You just said that, right? And you're puffing your chest out. I'm the best. No, you the sucker MC. No, you're the whack MC.
Right,
I'm the best. Expression, right? And then expressing to the outside world. This is what's going on that y'all blind to uptown. Like, this is what we're dealing with. And then there's discovery. You get Grandmaster Flash. I mean, he didn't create scratching, but he perfected it, right? And he made it a whole new art form, right? Then you get break beats, you know what I'm saying? Then you get, remixes. And all. So it's an expression or a discovery of new types of music. And then you express yourself, again, like you said, through dance and through graffiti and through style and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's hip hop.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Yeah.
And so, diss records were a part of that.
Right.
It was expressing yourself. No, you ain't better than me. I'm better than you. This is my hood. You from South Bronx.
Right.
It's all up. But now we get to the point where it's just, we talking about people's moms and people's kids, and then you're taking it seriously now. And then people ain't got nothing to do with the record. And now we killing each other.
Right.
Like, it's just, it's become garbage to me.
It's ego driven now. It wasn't an ego in hip hop as much, in my opinion.
That? Okay.
The ego, as in like, it's friendly competition. Like, we all want to go home at the end of the day.
Right.
It's a respect there.
Right.
Now, when your ego has been,
everybody taking it
jeopardized. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, you talked about my wife. Now I gotta up. Like no one. Like J. Cole did something that we've basically ridiculed him for.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which was like, what? You apologize in the middle of a rap battle? But I also think J. Cole knew who his opponent was, and now we see in hindsight why J. Cole probably made that decision because of how
it's going.
Yeah. So he's a visionary now. It went like, he's a visionary.
The greatest business move of their career this decade was
no smoke.
No smoke.
That's funny.
Yeah. Okay. We got to get into all of the stuff that Stone's talking about because there's more layers to that. But I'm gonna be the immature child here because
be yourself.
Be me. The beef, the battle is happening as it is.
Yeah.
Kendrick and Drake have had 2.5 weeks now of going back and forth with each other. We've got a couple of nuclear bombs happening. The big thing early that everybody was always talking about was the fact that Kendrick isn't going to make anything that's timeless. Drake has even got a clip in the back saying that you're going to be playing my stuff. And this is from years ago.
Yeah.
You won't be playing Kendrick's later on. We don't have that now because Kendrick just broke one of Drake's records. Not Like Us broke the Baby and Drake's Girls Like Girls record with like 10 million consecutive streams, like for however many days it was. So now we have something that's going to potentially be timeless from Kendrick. 2 questions. Does this change the type of artist that Kendrick has been? He's been very surgical, very strategic, with dropping a record and disappearing for 75 years and quarterback dropping one. And then Drake being that guy that's going to give you 2 hits a month consecutively nonstop.
Yeah.
Does that elevate Kendrick to show that he's capable of doing that same thing now and kind of deflate where Drake is at? Does it show that Drake's methods of putting out content can actually be combated since we've got a back-to-back from Kendrick too? Or is this all in all not even worth really talking about and it's just good fun and listening to the records? I think it's one of the 3, but I want to hear what you think as a DJ.
I think Kendrick is sparring. I just think kind of similar to me in the DJ world, showing his range. Okay. Like, I don't want to do this, but I want y'all to know that I can do this. Okay. Like, I've deliberately have not made party records because I didn't want to be a party artist, but I'm battling the party artist. So I gotta meet you where you are. Like, I'm multifaceted. So y'all think I'm this, super analytical, like, human being, like alien, but nah, I'm earthly too.
Right.
I can get worldly too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was just him putting on for his, his city. You putting on for the West Coast with that beat. Like, the crazy part about it is I was watching something with Ebro earlier about them saying that Drake doesn't have a cultural identity. So how Kendrick can just go plant his flag in Compton and be like, yo, this is my side. Drake can't do the same, because he's not from America. And, Toronto's not known for like hip hop beefs and rappers and stuff like that.
Maple
So
syrup.
Yeah, so it's right. And Canada Dry, sodas and stuff. So
Canadian bacon. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
so, it's kind of like you underestimated what Kendrick can do because he's never done it, and he just wanted us to know that I could do that. But I think it's not gonna change his trajectory of what he wants, because he's the owner of his own destiny. He's gonna go right back to how he been rapping, but just don't wake up the beast. Like he said on the earlier verse a couple years back, I think he was talking. He said, "Just say Candyman." That's it. Yeah. Just say Candyman, and this is what that looks like, saying Candyman. So.
Are you gonna play the records in the club?
Yeah, I'm not biased to. No one pays me, OVO or Top Dog or any of these people. So I'm a fan of music. I wouldn't play it if one of them was there. I wouldn't play the other one. I probably wouldn't play either one.
Man, I've seen that happen.
Yeah, that can go bad. I've definitely seen like
I've seen a DJ go on a 50 Cent tear
while Ja Rule was there. Like
I was in the club, bro.
Nah, literally, like you're endangering your life. Trying to get some shock value.
See, that's my thing.
I'm not going to endanger my life as a
That's just
DJ
stupid,
by playing a diss record. Nah,
that's just dumb.
Because they not here for that.
And that's what the fans got to understand. Now none of y'all getting paid from any of this.
Right.
Y'all there's no benefit for you. I mean, look, have your fun as a fan. I get it. We need something. And I mean, that's why reality shows are what they are. That's why sports are what they are, right? They entertain us. We have fun, something to take our minds off of life or whatever, get into, cool. But when you make it a personal mission of yours, there is no check in the mail with your name on it.
Right. So
you're getting nothing out of it, but if you go too far, you will get something out of it. Maybe 10 to 15.
Yeah.
And that's the part that's the part that bothers me.
I would.
Dumb.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you think Drake needs to hang up the sneakers with all this battle and stuff? Because I mean,
making music or
no, the battle stuff.
Hang up.
Like he's not a battle boy.
Yeah, I don't know if he should battle anymore. You've got some people saying
he's won every battle. It's like a fighter that loses his first fight and saying that he shouldn't fight no more.
He didn't win Pusher, but I mean, we never act like he won that.
Yeah,
he got ethered in that one.
Yeah.
But I mean, you've got some people saying he's getting ethered right now. I personally don't say that. I'm calling it a draw right now. Personally, like I'm not picking sides. I'm enjoying the fact that both of them are throwing hands back and forth.
Yeah.
Some of the little tit tat stuff that's happening with I planted this information so you'd have the fake stuff. I don't think that matters because the stuff that Kendrick came with, even if the info he got was fake, I think was still crazy.
Right.
But I mean,
he bodied fake information.
Fake information. Murdered the fake information. Yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, whatever you give me, I'm gonna take care of it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it work.
Right.
But I mean, culturally, you hear people saying, the light skinned boy should go ahead and let this go. That's a done deal. Like, as a DJ, you get to see the culture from a side that even radio personalities don't get to see it from. Because a lot of us are in the clubs when we host, but I mean, you're in these parties all the time.
Too much.
So
I just want to go home.
No, you don't.
Which camera? I just want to go home.
That money ain't at home. That money at the parties. Go get that bread. What are you seeing culturally when this happens, how it's affecting the people out there and how it's growing and how it's either given or taken away from them?
I mean, it can get back to where we had Biggie and Pac, East Coast, West Coast. And the reason I say that is because it can be, you don't know when there's like an active beef going on, the people that are under can really attack. So like with the whole shooting at Drake house, that's the perfect time if I'm not a part of Kendrick's crew that I already had a problem with Drake to do something to make it look like it came from over there, but it's really could be some neighborhood beef from somebody from Toronto that ain't got nothing to do with none of this.
Right.
So it's unhealthy once it gets to violence, and that's where we are now. So if I was Drake, you know, I would do what he did with Jay Prince, like have him come out and be like, "Yo, we got a monster record, but I ain't even gonna let him drop it." I told him to stand down because that's what he did with the Pusha thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
I just told him to stand down because it's messing up the money, and we all here to get money.
Right.
He gonna have to probably pull another one of those just to save face. Drake's too big. If this would have happened earlier on in his career, it probably could have been damaging. But people are over your stands, like there's nothing that you can do to stop the machine.
Right.
You're like, you can slow it down for a week or two. Summer's coming. Drake drop a big record. It all goes away. So,
well, I think it's funny you should ask how it affected, because what we don't talk about a whole lot is the second and third tier of people. Like you get your Stitch and then your Reels, and there are people that are making money off of this because they're getting the views,
and it's not even us that's making the money,
and it's beneficial though.
You know, I can't remember who it was. It's a couple of guys who've been doing reaction videos. Kendrick did that. He removed the copyrights off of all of it,
absolutely,
so they can get the monetized payout.
Now, see, that's the positive spin on all this kind of stuff, and I think I applaud him for being mindful of that and doing that. Literally giving back, literally giving back. You know, I think that part's cool. But then there's always the thing where, like we were talking before on another podcast, how you look at people like China or whatever, and we might be like, China, but we're like in the back room, that's behind the back room, United States and China are like, you left your hand right on camera.
Well, I had to get back to the main shot.
Oh man,
so that when I did,
we're gonna work on that part.
Ride or die.
This is unscripted. It's unscripted.
No, see, people forget Johnny's cutting this show live. Like, so when you get ready to do it, I gotta hit the button.
You VJ.
I'm VJ. So I had to hit the camera button.
You know, you VJ.
If you would have said nothing, it would have looked real
We're
small.
done. We're moving on. Okay. All right. New beef right here. Come with the stone.
That's crazy.
So my whole thing with that. So sometimes you can't. I don't know this for a fact, but when it starts looking like revenue's being generated, I don't know. My people might call your people and be like, all right, so look, why don't we just go on and just keep this thing going a little while longer?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Do you think, well, there are a couple cases where I know for a fact that
has happened. Yeah.
But do you think any of that could be going on right now? Or do you think this is just pure?
Can I do you one better?
Nah, they don't like each other. And it's not about the money.
Okay.
Neither one of them need it.
Right.
I was about to ask you, is this possibly generated, from the beginning if it's manufactured?
Nah.
Because I kind of got those vibes in the beginning until the second round. I was like, oh, no, this ain't fake.
Yeah.
So,
Nah, it doesn't benefit Drake to even risk his, popularity for any money.
Right. Yeah.
It doesn't make
especially
sense.
when you start bringing family.
Does it make sense?
At that point, I don't care if it was manufactured or not. Even if it was manufactured, now you're talking about my kids. And so I said, all right, bro, time out. Yeah, that's not what we discussed. Now we borderline about to get real. So, no, I get it.
Yeah, it's not.
I just think it's not.
It's good barbershop talk.
Not good.
Well, I think to that point, one of the things that Drake has the advantage of, his fan base is so broad. He's only got a certain sector of his fan base that's even paying attention to this.
Right.
Now, Kendrick's fan base, majority of his fan base is invested in it.
Yeah, for sure.
So, of the 100%, maybe 15% of Drake's actual fan base is invested in what's actually happening.
Yeah, they don't care. They waiting for the next hit.
Them are the pop kids.
The pop kids, they waiting for the next hit.
So I think with him, he's able to. I think that's the advantage he had in this. Is he's able to step out of his arena into another arena and do something like this. Yeah, because he's gonna go back and start singing to the ladies again next week.
So with that being said, the whole Ice Spice and JT thing is it makes me think of any beef that comes up now. I'm like, is it real? Right. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's one of two perspective. Either one, it's not real, it's manufactured. Y'all just want to hype on the train right now. Or it wasn't that big of a deal, but media is going to make it, is going to put fire or fuel on fire and make it a big deal. So what are your feelings on the whole Ice Spice JT thing?
I honestly don't know too much about.
Two things.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them.
Your second thing, what you didn't say is what I was saying. You said, I honestly don't know, and I'm gonna finish. I honestly don't care.
Like, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with the ladies, man. Like, I can't. I have no information on what's going on with JT.
I'm too busy grooming my beard.
I don't know.
Opulent. Don't you have a company or something?
Yeah, did your research. Yeah,
busy
opulent
doing
grooming,
my
man.
opulent grooming right now.
Opulent grooming, shout out.
Man, I'm about to spice up this shit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Women beef is. I don't get into any women affairs. I think for men, we let the women go at it and let that be that. But I don't know what's going on with them. I can't.
I
tell
don't
you.
care either.
Yeah,
That's why he asked.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why he asked. As a host, I'm gonna call you a personality.
Yeah.
Because you are. All DJs aren't personalities, just like all producers aren't beat makers and
That's
all
a
beat makers
fact.
aren't producers. But you bring a certain je ne sais quoi to your performances that puts you in the category of being
Wordsmith over here.
a
He
personality.
swear he French, bro. He be like, this je ne sais quoi of the gravitas.
Look at you practicing.
I'm
I stick to the simple words. You really good at what you do.
You're good at what you do. Thank you. Go ahead, Francois.
It made me lose track of where I was in. I did.
We started with je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
One of the things that a lot of personalities end up doing is moving into the TV world. Why have we not seen you do that yet?
Oh,
You've
man.
got personality DJs like DJ Khaled who've done it.
Yeah.
You've got man, I'm blanking on my boy's name right now. What's my man with Charlamagne's partner?
Envy.
Envy, yeah. I mean, Envy's done it too a little bit. There's a bunch of DJs that have jumped over into allowing their personality to bleed over into television, into radio.
Yeah.
But you seem to be keeping it in this one realm.
Yeah.
Is that intentional, or you got some plans to actually take over some of this other stuff? My job's not in danger no more, so I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, it's good. We have some opportunities to like Netflix tape-ins for like weddings and getting like some on-air visibility. Me and some of my team partners, so we're doing stuff like that, and just to kind of open that up. But it's really not a focus.
Okay.
Right now, I'll let those opportunities find me. Booking at djduval.com.
There you go.
But it's not on my radar of things to do. I think perfecting my wheelhouse will garnish that type of
The
attraction.
reason why I asked that question, a lot of the radio personalities that I saw come into the industry at the the last third of my career were very underdeveloped personalities. And when I run into DJs who are very high level developed personalities, I'm always curious as to why I'm not hearing those voices on the airways, and I hear these voices that don't know how to move from song to song, don't know how to interact and engage with the people. As a DJ, I know you listen to the radio because you got to know what's hot. You got to know what's popping. Well, I don't know. Maybe
I'm gonna be
don't
honest.
no more. Maybe you don't.
I do not listen to the radio.
Thank you. Someone was truthful.
Yeah, I do not
Someone
listen to the
from the
radio.
inside was truthful.
I can't. But the radio is important. I just
No, don't try to
personally-
mop it up now.
I mean,
it plays its role.
It does.
It
yeah.
does.
I have counterpartners that are still in radio, and they feed their family off of that. So I'm not promoting not listening to the radio, but I don't get
That's
my
not how
music.
you know what's hot.
Yeah. Hot right now, unfortunately, is social media, TikTok,
Exactly.
Reels.
It's not so much. One of the disadvantages we started to have in radio is the fact that everything started to become on demand. And with everything being on demand, our music wasn't on demand. You knew what songs you were going to get every hour. The only thing that was different was whoever was talking. That was where the entertainment value came from. And now that a lot of that is being lost, I see it.
Yeah.
In your world, the DJs are the ones that have it now. And I mean, one of the cool things was back in the day when we would do those mix shows, when the DJs would be able to talk with the actual host of the show, and you would have that banter back and forth. And then when they started making us not do that anymore, certain program directors who didn't understand how radio was supposed to work, we lost our advantage. But there's an opportunity now for not only the art form of hosting a radio show to come back, but y'all the ones with all the goddamn talent. But now
Right.
you telling me you don't want to do it, and I'm trying to figure out what's up with
And it's
that.
not that I don't want to do it. Shout out to my brother DJ Exec. He's on the radio in Boston.
Big up, Exec, yo.
He's been on Sirius. He's done Sway in New York, out of New York City. So radio is definitely important. Shout out to Mixmaster David in Atlanta, Popo that's on the radio, J Tech. These are like good friends and colleagues of mine. So I don't want that to be misconstrued that I
Okay.
don't stand for radio. I really do. DJ Cash making a lot of noise with the piano scene. So radio is definitely important. But
Is
again,
Cash back in town yet? I know he was out with 50 for a long time, but is he?
yeah, he's back. Yeah, he does a weekly event on Tuesdays called at Rocksteady called Bomba Tuesdays.
Word, okay.
So he's back and he's really bringing piano the Atlanta scene, and he's getting a really good reception off of that. So radio is definitely still and if the phone rings, I'll pick it up.
Okay.
But if it doesn't ring, then maybe I'll start my own internet radio just to kind of bring my audience to me outside of my corporate space. But again, my corporate calendar got to slow down in order for me to even have an opportunity.
I do hear that.
Right now,
what he's saying is he getting to that money faster than y'all. That's what he's telling me.
For sure.
No.
Yeah, yes, it's facts.
First of all, before we get out of here, we're not going to gloss over this beard stuff. Talk to us about the beard company.
Okay,
Who you face of. What we got?
Yeah, Opulent Grooming is one of the beard hair care lines that I'm attached to. I'm an ambassador for that. We basically offer hair products, shampoo, oils, balms, things of that sort. I'm obviously wearing it right now. That's why you see the extra gloss.
The extra sheen.
Yeah, it's the extra sheen.
I didn't know. I thought you was Moses coming down from Mount Sinai. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, so Opulent Grooming is that crown cap crowns. I'm sorry, is the hat brand that I'm a part of. I wear hats a lot, so that's what this one is as well. And I'll
is it
make
because
sure.
You don't have hair, or is it just?
Nah, I mean I can show y'all. We got hair.
Man, put your hat on.
We got hair.
Put your hat on. No one care about that.
It's like that. I can't remember who that was. It was a DJ that actually happened to. It was like, why you wearing that hat? He just pulled it off. He's like, hell,
Yeah.
crispy.
So really, the hat thing for
I ain't
me.
gonna lie though. I saw you. I miss my waves though. I ain't gonna lie. I miss my waves. I do miss my waves.
See, since you called me a performer, right? So this is what the hat does, especially like for dating and men and women. So this is a good tip for everybody. If you do have hair, it's kind of like an R&B singer.
Only for those of you who have hair.
That apply. That this applies. It's like an R&B singer. When you go on stage, it's layers.
Yeah.
So you're taking off, your jacket that got the women screaming. Now you're taking off your shirt that got the women you're taking these things off and adding a little bit more spunk to your set. So with me mostly wearing a hat, when I take the hat off, it's like that wow factor. Oh, he does have hair. Why does he wear a hat all the time? So it only made sense that I got involved into a hat company.
I like it.
That are going smooth on top. If you're a performer, what you do is you wear a hat, you bring a towel.
Oh yeah.
And
That's
you have
the
a little bottle of oil, and you taking off your jacket layers, but then you take off the hat,
right?
Rub it with the towel. You bring a woman up on stage, you give her the oil, put it in her hand, and have her oil your head. Women
That's a fact.
love that. And here's the thing too: don't shave with a razor blade.
Yeah,
shave with clippers. Know why? It leaves peach fuzz. They love that feeling. That's true story.
Okay,
true story.
I believe
that's the artist development secret. So we don't get no more.
We may be hairless, but we ain't hopeless.
I like that.
Keep hair alive.
Yeah. That sounds like a perfect way to end right there.
Yo, lifeonpodcast.com. Y'all know what it is. That's where you can find everything. You can go to YouTube. You can go to Spotify, all the streaming platforms. You can look at the latest episodes right there on lifeonpodcast.com. If you want to check anything out regarding me, LinkedIn, Instagram, all that kind of stuff. StoneStafford.com.
Just Johnny Vaughn, JUSTJONYVAN, all over the place on all your stuff.
And we are leaving the best for last,
you at,
sir.
Duval?
Where can people find you?
Thank you, brother. I appreciate thank y'all for having me. It really does, mean a lot to be acknowledged on this platform. In the weather, amidst the weather, I really do appreciate y'all having me.
Thanks for coming.
But yeah, you can find me on Instagram, DJ Duval ATL. And let me clarify this. A lot of people think I'm from Jacksonville because of Duval.
So we had that talk too.
Because I play for my last name, not my first. That's why I go by Duval. And another challenge is to break the stereotype of thinking that I'm from Jacksonville or I'm related to Lil Duval.
Right.
So I want my name to be synonymous with, when you hear Duval, you think of me as well. So I got a lot of work to do in order to get to that.
No, and that's the thing. So when we first met, for real, that was the first thing I asked. Like, yo, you from the city? And we cleared that up quick. And I was like, if that wasn't your last name, brother, we'd have to talk about that because we won't let that fly. Because that's the first thing everybody.
So let's do this. Let's do this, man. Shoot, let's look out for family. We gonna blow DJ Duval up.
Absolutely.
So when y'all see this clip on our page or we see it on his page, share it with somebody. Make sure you point out. Matter of fact, share it from his page. When the clip comes up on his page, make sure you share that with friends. All right, let's get DJ Duval's name out there.
Appreciate
that,
yes,
brother. For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
DJ Duval ATL, all platforms. That's how you can reach me. I appreciate y'all once again.
You coming through.
Yeah, for real.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
brothers.
Absolutely. Look, we love y'all. Thanks for supporting. Keep us growing. We out. Peace.
So back to what I was saying. what I was saying.